Well, it's been a while since we've been in Cleveland, hasn't it? Like maybe a week. So here we are, and we're in a battle here with one submarine, four destroyers, two cruisers, two battleships, and one aircraft carrier on each team. And we're on trap. We started out in the middle, and it looks like
Battle starts.
we've got all the low tier ships. This is a 6, 7, 8 battle, so we're high tier. All the low tier ships seem like they're over on the Alpha Cap, and then the upper tier ships are on the Charlie Cap and in the middle. So let's see what we can do. There aren't the normal number of ships in this battle that we would expect. I am seeing 10 compared to 12. So for whatever reason, we're starting out kind of short-handed on both teams. We have one person, the one driving the Scan, on the opposing team that is on my blacklist. I don't know why, but judging by his name, I am thinking he's probably somebody with a bad attitude. Oh my gosh, they're already in Bravo.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
They're in Bravo, and I haven't gotten close enough to it to use my radar on it. Well, that was quick. Our Moss, on the other hand, is kind of back behind one of the big islands. I don't know if he's... Nope, I thought maybe he was going around the corner and going to go into Bravo from that middle entrance, but no, he is not.
The Allied target.
Okay, well, I am detected. I was just pointing out to Moss is not quite in the battle here. Okay, well, there's the Minsk. So starting things out with that one. Trying not to take any serious damage. We've got the Duke of York over on the other side that's shooting at me. Alright, well, our Scharnhorst drove in there. Now Moss is kind of edging forward. I don't know if he's actually moving in, if he's stuck. I'm not sure what's going on there. But, oh darn. See, if he had been up there along with Scharnhorst, he might have prevented that. Now he's just stopped. In fact, it looks like he's in reverse. Okay, well, initially I was going to go help out over at Alpha Cap, but now it looks like things are very active back here at Bravo. So let's turn around. The Minsk is down. Our Yarsfeld was able to get it. Oh yeah, our Scharnhorst is saying Mass is useless. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with that. Being a DD driver, I know sometimes expectations are a little higher than they ought to be, but you know, I see a farragut back there, but he's not in good range for me. And I am getting peppered by the enemy battleships. So we'll go ahead and take some shots at that farragut. But whatever's up here that was detecting me, I kind of want to find out what that was. Goodness, that farragut is being pretty active there, but it's being very dodgy. Oh, great. Great. Okay, well, Moss is down, so he really wasn't any help to anybody. Ah, there we go. The Kagero in there. That's who was spotting me. Well, he's not as dodgy as that Farragut is. So he's looking at having a bad day here. Alright, got him. Well, somebody else got him, but I helped. Well, I'm still missing the Farragut. He's just dodging around. One technique I could be using is where I fire off one turret at a time. And that can be effective, but sometimes, oh there, okay, Ognivoy got him. And I just met an island. Very tiny little island. But with Cleveland having such light guns, I go ahead and go for the full blast of all my turrets at the same time, generally. Although every once in a while, it can be effective firing off one turret at a time. Uh-oh, there's an Aryan up there who is going after our aircraft carrier.
Get back!
Okay, I told Seraph, just get back, do what you can. He's going to try to tuck in behind an island before Aryan gets around the island that's blocking his view right now. We have nothing that can stop the Aryan. Maybe Yarsveld. But Yarsveld is just a light cruiser. Well, light cruiser like I am. But I'm a very confident, sometimes overconfident light cruiser. I don't know anything about that Yarsveld captain, but he did get first kill, so I guess he's okay. Okay, well, Yarsveld is coming out from between the islands just to my starboard side, and then I'm coming out. So I would say that Aryan is in for a rough time. However, he does have torpedoes, so I hope Yarsveld's aware of that. Okay, well, we just lost our Farragut and our U-69, the Tier 6 DD and Tier 6 submarine. Anyway, so our Ishmael is on his own. Yeah, they're saying need to hunt the Scon. Well, guess who I found? And the Scon is that guy that I don't have on my Merry Christmas list. Okay, checking out where are those torpedoes. Now, let's get those Cleveland guns blasting away. I got it. Oh boy.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
That was a little sweeter than normal. Okay. Popping off a few shots at the battleship while I can. Lit a fire, but I bet he doesn't let that burn for very long. No, he already put it out. Okay, well, Hipper is running out in front of the Ishmael, but he gets torps and he just used them. So we just lost Ishmael. That puts us even in ships right now. However, I have the advantage here. Open water gunboating in Cleveland. As long as I have room to dodge, I'll make it hard for them to hit anything. looking at where Hipper's throwing the shells to and kind of turning my side where I can bounce the worst of it. There, he's down. Okay, now the Andrea Doria shoots sap, semi-armor piercing rounds, and those do hurt. So what I did there was I used my rudder and throttle juke at the same time. So I just keep shaking it up, twist from one side to the other side, then hit my throttle to slow myself up, and then scoot forward, although my Cleveland doesn't scoot much. She's not built that way. Okay, I got hit pretty heavy on that one. But that's the reality. I am going to get hit once in a while. The thing that I have to do is mitigate the amount of damage that it does. The trouble with the Andrea Doria is it can do a lot of damage with those sap shells. But we got a couple fires going on there. There. And just made a miss. Good job, Ognavoy. I will remember you at the end of the match. He's from the Wookiee clan. The Wookiees tend to be pretty good players. There's a whole bunch of related clans. Wookiee 1 through 12 or something like that, or through 15. But he's through the primary one. Oh, look at there. We are seeing their independence.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Tier 6 aircraft carriers are going to have a very hard time doing very much with a Tier 8 cruiser. It's actually something that Wargaming needs to be working on, and I believe they are, where Tier 6 ships should not be having to go up against Tier 8 ships. Personally, don't mind being a Tier 8 ship up against Tier 10s, but only in certain ships. So there are a lot of ships just cannot compete there either. When you are double up tiered, it is hard to do anything. Okay, well, I have turned my bow toward the battleship, toward the Duke of York that's in front of me. And I have... Okay, that got me a Confederate. And then I am watching my indicators, so he's shooting right now. And then I'm watching where his shells are. And I'm just kind of steering in between them. And you can do that up to a point. And when it gets too close, then it's kind of hard to do that. And then you just got to hope that he gets rushed and throws off his aim, because we're getting close enough. It's a lot harder. There we go. Got in between them again. And here come his rear guns. And those I took a little clunking, but not too bad. Probably just got hit by one. There, got a fire. That got me a high caliber. Alright, now he's behind the smoke where it's harder for him to see. There we go, and that's the end. And I got him. Okay, sweet. And that's a wrap. Well, we ended up with 100,000 in damage. Got us a first grade efficiency badge, so that's good enough compared to 95% of the rest of the player base. So that works out. Picked up a Confederate for damaging 6 or more enemy ships, dealing at least 20% of the base HP to each ship. and high caliber, which damaged 4 or more enemy ships, amounting to at least 30% of the total HP of all the ships on the enemy team. Okay, well, got 4 kills, helped with 2 others, caused 10 fires, got 2 spotted ribbons, 194 main battery target hits, of which, wow, 187 of them did damage. Oh, no, hold on. The non-pens. I was reading just the top 2. Okay, so 158 of them did damage for penetrations. I had 29 non-pens, so those just uh, bashed into a gun mount or against the hull of the enemy ship and shattered, are the torpedo protection hits, which are kind of a mysterious thing that I guess when you hit a ship and then you hit somewhere in that torpedo protection belt, that the shell disappears without doing damage. Okay. Well, anyway, I even got 6 secondary hits. That's cute. Now, Cleveland does have a secondary gun, but you don't really think about them as doing damage to other ships. Although I have actually gotten kills on low health DDs before with her. And shot down 20 of that Ranger's aircraft. And that gave me top dog on the leaderboard with 2,217 base XP. Our Ognivoy came in second place, so good enough there. And then that Moss, Moss hid behind the island for the longest time, didn't help out his battleship, and then got himself killed. So plays poorly there. And then as far as that Scon goes, I have no idea if he was saying anything or not, but I'm glad that I was the one that put him down. Picked up 1.4 million in potential damage. That's a lot of potential damage in a Cleveland. And I think that's about what I needed for that mission that I was working on. 366,000 in credits and 1,830 in free XP, 9,697 in Elite Commander XP. And we'll just take just a quick look at Richard Connolly, because we've spent a lot of time in Cleveland, and so you can see what I'm working with there. And then when we take a look at his equipment, I have her set up with the extended radar time and steering gears so that I can get those rudders shifting very quickly, and then Concealment Systems Mod 1 to bring down that concealment down to 9.3. You can see the flags that I was running. Now, I run a lot more flags than a lot of people do, but I'm willing to spend my credits on flags instead of grinding up new ships. And I feel that the extra flags give me an edge in the fight. So it's a philosophy, and I go with that philosophy. All right, we are in the Dragon Port, but it is all decorated and lit up for the Chinese New Year, and it is quite active right now. Very picturesque. And here we see Cleveland in all her glory, with the 2 gun mounts up forward with 2 barrels each, and the 2 back aft. And then we see the secondaries that are right in here. The one back aft, the one on the side there, another one up forward. So she has quite a few secondaries, which is interesting for a light cruiser. I think that she has secondaries, but they do get into the fight sometimes and help things out. Well, anyway, we're going to call that one for tonight. So I'm going to wish you a good evening, and I hope to see you in battle.